What's happening, toy snappers? Today is a very special one, close and dear to my heart. I finally got a hold of the Grim Knight from the Metal series by DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Toys. This is an awesome figure for an awesome character. So if you're familiar with the Dark Knight's Metal storyline, you'll know there is lots of evil Batmen. This one is from, I'm not sure what Earth, but they're all brought over from the Dark Multiverse, and they're all evil iterations of Batman. This one is the one that if Batman decided to go on an all-out war against crime, something similar to the Punisher. I always liken him to if the Punisher was in the DC universe. So you can see, just looking at him, he comes heavily laden with a lot of guns and stuff, so he's very, very tactical, heavy Batman. I loved him in the comics for his little short runs. So without further ado, let's get this bad boy open. I can't wait to see what he's like. Alright, and here is this awesome piece of plastic out of the box now. The initial thoughts on the design are absolutely crazy. There's been so much detail and things just added onto this Batman figure. It's awesome. But first, before we get into the meat and bones of the review, obviously he comes with this little trading card. And just look at him there, he's laden up, ready to go. He's not taking any prisoners. Oh, that's really cool. The gargoyle is the Batman who laughs. And there's a little bio at the back if anyone wants to read it. He also comes with this pretty awesome grenade launcher and a little submachine gun. I think it's an MP5. These are kind of soft plastic, but they're good enough. And then it comes with this back attachment. So I will put that on after I just give the figure its articulation review. So up close, starting from the head, is a pretty cool Batman head sculpt. It's a unique looking Batman head sculpt. I'm sure it'll look good on other Batman heads. Coming down then, you can see he does have the bat symbol underneath this big mass of pouches and utility items. And they went for kind of a grey silver bat symbol. I like it. It's cool. Then obviously the belts, he's got guns, magazines, everything. And this little centerpiece he's kind of wearing, it's a molded plastic piece. It looks like he's wearing a scarf. The suit, like, I'm not sure if you can see the textures, but yeah, it looks like he's wearing like a sort of tactical suit. And then he's obviously got his bat utility belt, but it's not its classic yellow as usual. He's got two pistols on the side, so you know this Batman means business. He's got the classic Batman gauntlets. Rather than having 3 spikes, he's only got the 2. And then the whole way down, he's laden with like knives, more pouches, tactical trousers. You can see the straps, everything is molded in, looks really good. And then even on his knee pads, he's got little bats, which is pretty cool. And then on his boots, he even has the trademark bat wings as well. And again, he only has the 2. And then the boots underneath. Design wise, he is a really detailed figure. There's lots of bits added onto him. Very, very detailed. And it's all kind of sitting loose on him, so it hinders the articulation, but not too much that you're going to be annoyed by it. So his articulation is as follow. It is the standard Mcfarlane. He has got that little rounded extra joint at the shoulder. You can move it up and down. Good rotation. He's got double jointed elbows that allow for quite good crunching. The wrist is always around those little ball swivel joints. And it goes like this, it does that. He has midway articulation, and it really isn't hindered by the belt or anything like that. He can go back really far, and he can go forward really. So I mean, that's really good articulation. He's got the waist articulation as well at the swivel. The belt doesn't really hinder it. Then he's got the Mcfarlane hip joint thingies that have slight tie cut rotation, kind of. He's got the double jointed knees. They can crunch real well. And then the usual ankle Mcfarlane pivot. So all the standards of the Mcfarlane. I don't know why some figures get the single jointed elbow treatment and the single jointed knee treatment when they can clearly do it on all figures. Doesn't make sense. Todd, I'm looking at you, bro. But it is what it is. He's still an awesome freaking figure for an awesome character. It's a really nice take on Batman. The Batman that kills. It's that Batman who crosses the line that's never been crossed. And so here is the Grim Knight with all his little bits and bobs swung off him. So he does come with a little MP5 and this grenade launcher, which is awesome. And they fit perfectly in his hand. His trigger fingers go into the little trigger hooks. But the bit I love most about this is this big molded solid piece of plastic with just loads of different gun implants in it. I know in the comics he does have a cape. I would have wished they'd done like maybe a little small tattered cape underneath it or something, but I can see where they went with all the guns on the back because it's the Grim Knight who uses guns. I can see like it sits in fine. It's not too bad. It looks good from the front, and I wonder, is there a way that you could potentially work it so that you could take this off when you didn't want it and maybe work in a cape, and it would allow the bat symbol to be shown off some more. But it's not a deal breaker for the figure. It's still really cool, and this just pops in easy enough. Okay, so yeah, this is literally definitely one of the figures I'm really most happy about picking up from Mcfarlane so far. The level of detail gone into him, coupled with how good the articulation is brilliant. They haven't really sacrificed much of the articulation for the level of detail they put in. He comes with a healthy amount of accessories, and the design is just overall badass. It's fairly comic accurate. The only thing, he doesn't come with a cape, but as I said before, not an absolute deal breaker. He's still a pretty swell figure, and if you can get your hands on him, pick him up ASAP. He is awesome. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in for a little quick review on this Mcfarlane Grim Knight. I'll see you on the next review.